what appears to be happening is, according to a source with knowledge of the situation and knowledge of the talks, that there is progress being made in the talks between Hamas and Israel, the proximity talks. We understand from Egyptian state media that the Hamas are looking for guarantees from President Trump, guarantees that Israel won't return to war if they give up all the hostages and meet with the conditions that are expected of them. That's what they're looking for. They're also talking, according to Egyptian state media, Hamas also wants to know more details about the implementation of this agreement. Egyptian state media also saying that the conversations within the talks have been getting into the detail of the lists of Palestinian prisoners who would be released in exchange for the hostages. So that also sort of sets the scene for a narrative of potential progress. And as you say, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner coming into the talks here. Ron Dermer, the chief negotiator, lead negotiator from Israel, is also expected to be at the talks, as well as the Qatari prime minister going into the talks on Wednesday. So the scene does seem to be set for the potential for more progress, although what we heard from the Qataris earlier in the day was, they can't say for sure what the outcome is going to be. But the fact you have senior players coming in now is indicative of potentially being in the end stretch here, and perhaps a reflection of what President Trump has been saying, that there is a positivity about all of this.
Prime Minister Mark Carney really set expectations low going into these meetings. He did not have any illusions that he was going to come out of the Oval Office with a trade deal, but he did come out with some frank discussion. In fact, the lunch and the cabinet level meetings went on longer than expected. I want you to listen to Prime Minister Carney right now.
There are areas where we compete, and it's in those areas where we have to come to an agreement that works. But there are more areas where we are stronger together, and that's what we're focused on. And we're going to get the right deal for America, right deal, obviously, from my perspective, for Canada.
That is an admission that the new trade deal between the United States and Canada will not be like the old one in terms of the conditions that President Trump will set on these. Having said that, the Prime Minister definitely has the President's attention. They have a good relationship. And I want you to listen now to President Trump talking about a potential trade deal. Listen.
I think they're going to be very happy. We have a lot of things that we're working on that people don't talk about. They talk about, competitiveness. She's a very competitive person. And they talk about things that we don't necessarily agree on. But I think they're going to walk away very happy. I think so.
So happy is clearly in the eye of the beholder. I mean, look, no one in Canada is under any illusions that the deal that they have right now with Mexico, the United States and Canada, that they can resuscitate that. But in terms of getting those sectoral tariffs lifted, steel, aluminum, all kinds of energy, it is important that even in the next few weeks, they might come up with some kind of a deal on that. That's according to cabinet officials. And perhaps it will lead to more productive talks on a wider deal. Not as favorable to Canada as others have been, but at least a more comprehensive deal in the months to come.